all starts with a relationship. It all starts with the network. We always preach about talking about a personal network and having each of our employees in our doer-seller model, folks that actually execute projects and also help sell the next one. So the best way to sell the next job with your current client is to do a great job, right? And then you build a repeat client base that work will start to come your way after you do a great job for your initial customers. And we always talk about the personal network. So I may have 10 or 12 people that I really rely on in the industry, subcontractors, architects, designers, folks that might not directly give me work, but are connected to another 10 people who are connected to another 10 people. And so people, if you continue to network, you'll find out about opportunities through your personal network about jobs or projects you can go after and try to market and sell. Right? So it all starts with that personal network. And we do the same thing with all of our individuals and tell them to keep in touch with their personal network somewhat religiously. And the folks that I've been dealing with for 25 years here in the DC metro area, I probably contact at least once a month at some level. Right? Hi, how you doing? You know, our kids play ball together or whatever. But the whole idea is to stay connected. And then to have the folks that come to work with you do the same thing. And then your network starts to grow, and your business can continue to grow. You can't do it all yourself, although I think all of us, maybe when we started, we probably tried. And I think that's another thing you're going to find out as you start your business. You can't just be networking all the time and out all the time. You've got to wear multiple hats. You've got to be the accountant. You've got to be, for us, a project manager or superintendent. You have to do the purchasing. You have to set up the cost reports, right? You have to do all of those not so fun things in order to run your business. And as you start to grow, you start to hire people to take care of those ancillary functions. And then you can have more time to work on the business and not necessarily in it. So there's a whole other aspect as you start to grow. But the first thing is start with a personal network, stay connected, and things will grow from there.
One of my business coaches told me that I needed to be everywhere. So I've been trying for the last 18 months to be everywhere. So I'm here today.
And I would say now, given the size of our business and where we are, it's all about networking. And networking. All of our business we have today is from connections. And it doesn't have to be, networking doesn't mean, you're at a more formal event, shaking everybody's hand, you can come up with, or meet. Networking is also just keeping in touch with people. And I was thinking about it in the car over here, is I think you need to do that in an authentic way. So when I'm networking with people, which is really just keeping in touch with people in my book, I'm not doing it because I want to try to get a sale out of them. You want a reason to touch base with them, whether it's you want to ask them how their vacation was because you know them pretty well, or you read something in the Post this morning that reminded me of their business, and it's a reason to touch base. But for me and us, where we are is really networking.
To Sue's point, what I do myself and work on with clients all the time is staying top of mind. How do you stay engaged with the people in your network and in your community, whether it's the clients you have or the clients you want or your neighbor next door who doesn't know what you do? How do you stay connected? And that's really, really important to make sure that you're keeping in touch and staying top of mind with people, because as everyone in this room knows, we all have a million different priorities going on, and hiring any one of our businesses is not always going to be top of mind. It's top of mind for us and all of us as business owners, but it's not going to be top of mind for the person who's necessarily hiring you. So you need to make sure that you stay top of mind. But I also always tell people that everything you're doing, so often people come to me and say, well, I haven't had to market my business. My entire business is built on referrals. And I always tell them, there's a reason you get the referrals. Those referrals come because you do great work for the clients that you already have, because you deliver whatever it is you promise you deliver on time when you say you are, at a good price with good quality. That's marketing. That's going to drive those referrals and those networking opportunities just as much as being in a room like this or in other business development opportunities you have, or leveraging the connections in your network. All of those things all contribute to making those referrals happen. So
here's me 10 years ago. Somebody would say, what do you do? And I'd say, I do graphic design. That was my answer. I do graphic design, which didn't convey any kind of value or what was in it for them. So one thing I learned over the last 5 years is that to lead with the value that I deliver, not the services that I deliver. So now if you ask me what I do, I would say that I help coaches and consultants to find more clients as a result of having a better website. I'm still a graphic designer. So think about, as you launch your business, not what you do, but what value you deliver, and then how to articulate that. And once you're clear on exactly what you're selling and exactly to who and exactly what value you deliver, then it makes sense to have a website. Before that, you're not going to know what to put on it.
There's something that a lot of people call an elevator speech. It literally means like you need to be able to explain what you do as succinctly as, I don't know how many floors people assume, but say 5 floors.
I think it's one.
And is it one? And then in that it is harder to be shorter than it is to be longer in that description. And that's so what you just that was a great example. You know, that was what 6 words, and the with them or the what's in it for me was conveyed to the listener.
Yeah, we also talk about elevator speech. We call it the 30-second commercial. So everybody has to be prepared to talk about, depending on what organization they might be visiting. We work in multiple market sectors, so you want to target your 30-second commercial to what you think your audience might be. And the other thing that we all often make a mistake of doing is supposing we know what the customer wants. Well, why don't we just ask them, right? So there's another great thing. Find out what they need, right? Tell them what value you can bring based on the needs that the customer has. So you can target your message. Makes it much, much more effective. And in our business, it all comes down, we've mentioned the relationship, but people hire, especially contractors, people they know and they can trust. You have to do a great job, you have to follow up, you have to be there when the customer needs you, and you can never falter on that. If you falter, they'll go to somebody else, right? If you don't take care of your customers, somebody else will. Right? So it is very important that follow-up is huge. And an email is great, yeah, maybe, you know, there's a million ways to communicate with text. I still believe the best way is to pick up the phone and talk to our customers and to meet them in person and look at folks eye to eye. Especially in our business, that works very, very well.
Your customers what they want. They will tell you. I can't tell you how often small business owners tell me, well, how am I supposed to know if, you know, we're trying to figure out what they want and this and that, and the answer is just as simple, ask them what they're looking for. And I think in some industries and with some customers, email is what's expected. So if you're an online retailer, people, they may or may not want a phone call, they might want to do online chat. That might be the most appropriate way to engage with someone. Other industries, it might be email-based, some it's phone-based and in person. I think it depends on the service or the product that you offer, and who your customers are and how they like to communicate.
SEO is search engine optimization, which basically means that your website is friendly on Google searches. So if you're looking for a website designer and you type in website designer, because my website's SEO friendly, it's going to float to the top or position well around here. Does that make sense?